Your smart thermostat knows when you leave for work every morning. It knows when you come home. It knows when you go on vacation. And according to viral posts flooding social media, it's broadcasting this information like a dinner bell for burglars. The claim sounds terrifying. Your Nest, Ecobee, or Honeywell thermostat is supposedly feeding data to marketing companies who then resell your home occupancy patterns to anyone willing to pay. Security researchers are warning that criminals can access public datasets showing exactly when your house sits empty, turning your energy-saving device into a burglary scheduling system. One viral TikTok warns viewers that burglars are using your thermostat against you, racking up millions of views. Another Facebook post claims thieves can buy your daily routine for under $50. News headlines scream about smart home security breaches, with stories of hackers accessing everything from your temperature settings to your sleep schedule. The logic seems airtight. These devices learn your patterns to optimize energy usage, warming up before you arrive, cooling down after you leave. They know when you're home sick, when you're working late, when you're gone for the weekend. If this data gets into the wrong hands, criminals would have a perfect roadmap of when to strike. Major thermostat manufacturers process data from millions of homes. Nest alone claims over 15 million active users. That's 15 million homes with detailed occupancy patterns potentially sitting in corporate databases. Marketing companies openly advertise audience targeting based on in-home behavior and lifestyle patterns. The dots seem to connect themselves. Your thermostat went from helpful home automation to potential security nightmare overnight. The device you trusted to save money on heating bills might be costing you everything you own. But before you rip your smart thermostat off the wall, let's examine what's actually happening here. So what exactly are these viral posts claiming? The supposed data pathway reads like a spy thriller. Your thermostat collects occupancy data, sends it to the manufacturer's servers, who then sells aggregate information to data brokers like Axiom or LexisNexis. These brokers repackage the data and sell it to marketing companies, who allegedly dump it into public datasets that anyone can access for a fee. The smoking gun, something called away mode signals. Posts claim your thermostat broadcasts when you've left the house, either through direct transmission or by updating cloud servers that criminals can supposedly tap into. Security researchers at conferences like DFCon have demonstrated vulnerabilities in IoT devices, with some papers showing how smart home gadgets can leak behavioral data through network traffic analysis. The fear gets specific fast. Cybersecurity experts have warned about inference attacks where seemingly innocent energy usage patterns reveal intimate details about your daily routine. Academic research from places like Carnegie Mellon shows how power consumption data can identify when people wake up, leave for work, or go to bed. Data broker websites openly advertise household lifestyle segments and consumer behavior insights derived from connected device data. One particularly viral claim suggests criminals can cross-reference thermostat data with public records to identify specific addresses with predictable absence patterns. The posts describe burglars scrolling through datasets like they're browsing Netflix, filtering for away Monday, Friday, 9/5 or vacation mode active. Marketing companies do buy and sell consumer data by the billions. LexisNexis processes over 442 billion records annually. Axiom maintains profiles on over 700 million consumers worldwide. These companies absolutely traffic in location data, purchase histories, and behavioral patterns. The technical infrastructure exists. The data collection happens. The resale market thrives. Smart home devices do learn your routines with frightening accuracy. But here's where the story gets interesting. What do these thermostats actually send to their manufacturers? Your Nest thermostat does collect data about your home. Google's privacy documentation makes this crystal clear. Temperature readings, humidity levels, occupancy detection, and yes, when you typically leave and return home. But here's what the viral posts get wrong. This isn't some shadowy data harvesting operation broadcasting your burglar schedule to the highest bidder. Google's actual privacy policy spells out exactly what happens to your thermostat data. The device sends encrypted operational information to Nest servers for 3 specific purposes: optimizing your heating and cooling schedules, providing energy usage reports, and enabling remote control through the app. That's it. Your thermostat doesn't broadcast homeowner left at 8:47 a.m. to marketing databases. It transmits anonymous usage patterns to improve energy efficiency algorithms. The difference between operational data and personally identifiable information matters here. When Nest processes your occupancy patterns, they're not selling John Smith at 123 Main Street leaves every Tuesday at 9 a.m. They're analyzing anonymous datasets to improve machine learning models that predict optimal temperature scheduling. Apple's HomeKit takes this even further, processing all automation data locally on your devices with end-to-end encryption. Real thermostat data logs show exactly this pattern: temperature adjustments, humidity readings, and schedule preferences, not detailed surveillance reports. Amazon's Alexa division, which partners with multiple thermostat manufacturers, explicitly states they don't sell individual customer data to third parties. Marketing companies might buy aggregate insights about energy usage trends, but they're not getting your specific daily routine. The actual privacy policies tell a remarkably boring story compared to the viral claims. Major manufacturers face massive regulatory scrutiny and customer lawsuits if they mishandle personal data. Google paid $391 million in location tracking settlements. Facebook faced $5 billion in privacy fines. These companies have powerful incentives to keep your thermostat data locked down. But if your smart thermostat isn't feeding criminal databases, where exactly did this burglar story come from? The research reality paints a completely different picture than the viral panic suggests. When MIT researchers published their landmark study on IoT device vulnerabilities in 2019, they found something fascinating. Yes, smart thermostats can leak behavioral data through network analysis, but the process requires sophisticated equipment, physical proximity to your home, and weeks of traffic monitoring to decode meaningful patterns. The actual paper, published in IE Security and Privacy, describes a complex attack requiring specialized hardware costing thousands of dollars. But news headlines transform this into "smart thermostats reveal when you're home to burglars." The researchers themselves push back, with lead author Dr. Sarah Chen telling IE Spectrum, "Our work demonstrates theoretical vulnerabilities in controlled laboratory conditions. This is not a practical attack vector for opportunistic criminals." This pattern repeats across academic literature. Carnegie Mellon's famous energy consumption study showed how power data could theoretically identify daily routines, but only after months of baseline data collection and machine learning analysis. The researchers explicitly warned against sensationalizing their findings, noting the attack required utility company database access and advanced statistical modeling. Security conferences like DEF-CON do feature IoT vulnerability demonstrations, but these presentations focus on worst-case scenarios under ideal conditions. When researchers show a thermostat hack, they're using custom firmware, direct device access, and laboratory networks. Real-world exploitation faces encryption, authentication protocols, and network security measures that researchers bypass for demonstration purposes. The timeline reveals everything. Academic papers publish theoretical vulnerabilities. Manufacturers typically patch them within 30 to 90 days, but viral social media posts resurface old research as current threats. That recent study about smart home data leaks? Usually 2 to 3 years old, describing vulnerabilities already fixed. Researchers consistently emphasize the gap between technically possible and practically exploitable. Their work improves security standards. It doesn't provide burglar blueprints. But sensational headlines strip away these crucial distinctions, transforming academic caution into consumer terror. The real question remains: what about those data brokers and public datasets everyone keeps mentioning? So what happens when reporters actually try to buy this alleged burglar data? The results are illuminating. When journalists from Motherboard attempted to purchase location data from major brokers like SafeGraph and Veriset, they discovered something crucial. These companies sell foot traffic patterns for retail analytics, not individual home occupancy schedules. You can buy data showing how many people visited a shopping mall, but not whether Sarah Johnson left her house at 9 a.m. The legal landscape explains why. The Fair Credit Reporting Act restricts who can access detailed consumer profiles. Data brokers face massive liability selling personally identifiable location data to unauthorized buyers. When the FTC fined data company Xmode $100,000 for selling precise location information, the settlement specifically prohibited selling data that could identify individual households or daily routines. Reporters from the Wall Street Journal spent weeks investigating those public datasets supposedly containing thermostat data. They found energy consumption studies, weather pattern correlations, and anonymized usage statistics, but zero databases listing specific addresses with occupancy schedules. Kaggle, the platform mentioned in viral posts, hosts academic datasets about energy efficiency research, not burglar shopping lists. The economics make even less sense. Data brokers charge enterprise clients thousands of dollars monthly for aggregate consumer insights. Their customers are retail chains optimizing store locations and insurance companies assessing risk factors, not criminals planning break-ins. The verification process requires business licenses, credit checks, and legal compliance documentation. You can't just PayPal $50 and download neighborhood surveillance data. When Privacy International investigators examined actual data broker catalogs, they found lifestyle segments like tech-savvy suburbanites and frequent travelers. Marketing categories based on spending patterns, not real-time occupancy tracking. The gap between what brokers actually sell and what viral posts claim they sell spans an ocean. The detective work reveals a pattern. Lots of theoretical privacy concerns, zero evidence of practical burglar databases. But here's the thing. Just because criminals aren't buying your thermostat schedule doesn't mean smart home privacy concerns are imaginary. The real risks are actually more pervasive and troubling than the burglar narrative suggests. Ring doorbell cameras provide the perfect example. Amazon's Ring Neighbors app has shared user footage with over 2,000 police departments without requiring warrants. Your doorbell video, capturing everyone who visits your home, gets fed directly into law enforcement databases. Amazon terminated this program only after massive public backlash, but the precedent stands. Your smart home data can become police surveillance data overnight. Utility companies present another genuine concern. Nest partners directly with energy providers like Con Ed and PG&E, sharing aggregated usage patterns to optimize grid management. While individual data stays anonymized, these partnerships create vast databases of neighborhood energy consumption that could reveal community-wide behavioral patterns. Google's environmental report acknowledges sharing energy insights with utility partners. Transparency most smart home companies lack entirely. The security breaches hit closer to home. In 2019, hackers accessed Ring camera feeds in hundreds of homes, streaming footage of children's bedrooms and harassing families through two-way audio. Wise cameras leaked user data, including email addresses and device locations for 2.4 million customers. These weren't theoretical vulnerabilities. Families lost privacy in real time. Even aggregated data tells personal stories. Academic research shows how smart meter readings can identify medical equipment usage, reveal when teenagers skip school, and detect domestic violence patterns through sudden changes in routine. Insurance companies are already exploring partnerships with smart home manufacturers to adjust premiums based on lifestyle risk factors. The solution isn't paranoia, it's informed action. Enable two-factor authentication on all devices. Review sharing permissions in manufacturer apps. Use network monitoring tools to track what data your devices actually transmit. The real smart home risks require real smart home protection. Understanding these genuine threats helps separate evidence-based concerns from viral fear campaigns. The burglar thermostat story spread like wildfire for one simple reason. It perfectly captures our deepest anxieties about living with technology we don't fully understand. When you can't see the code running in your smart devices, when privacy policies read like legal gibberish, when tech companies face constant data breach headlines, well, your thermostat is helping criminals sounds entirely plausible. Surveys reveal the psychological landscape here. Pew Research found that 81% of Americans feel they have little control over how companies collect their data. Smart home adoption rates plateau precisely because people worry about privacy invasion. When complex technology meets widespread distrust, viral misinformation fills the knowledge gap. The technical complexity works in misinformation's favor. Most people can't distinguish between theoretical research vulnerabilities and practical criminal exploitation. Academic papers about IoT security get filtered through social media algorithms that reward dramatic oversimplification. Nuanced findings about potential inference attacks under controlled conditions become criminals can hack your thermostat. Security researchers and privacy advocates inadvertently amplify these fears through worst-case scenario communications. Conference presentations designed to improve industry security standards get repackaged as consumer warnings about immediate threats. Between demonstrating vulnerabilities and enabling criminal exploitation, but that distinction vanishes in viral social media posts. The engagement metrics tell the whole story. Privacy scare posts generate 3 to 5 times more shares than measured explainer articles about smart home security best practices. Fear drives clicks, clicks drive revenue, revenue drives more fear content. Algorithmic amplification rewards emotional reactions over accurate information. Similar tech myths follow identical patterns. 5G causing cancer, Facebook listening through microphones, location data causing targeted break-ins. Each story taps into genuine privacy concerns while vastly exaggerating practical risks. The underlying anxiety about technology surveillance is completely valid but channels into conspiracy theories instead of constructive privacy protection. This thermostat panic reveals how we talk about technology privacy. We're so focused on dramatic scenarios that we ignore boring but actionable security practices. So what should you actually do with this information? Your smart thermostat might know when you're home, but it's not ratting you out to criminals, and now you know the difference. The real power here isn't in fear. It's in understanding how to separate genuine privacy risks from manufactured panic. Start with the basics. Enable two-factor authentication on every smart home device. Check your manufacturer apps for data sharing settings. Most let you opt out of analytics programs. Use your router's device monitoring to see what data your gadgets actually transmit. These steps address real vulnerabilities instead of imaginary burglar databases. When evaluating tech security claims, ask specific questions. Who conducted the research? Under what conditions? Can average criminals replicate the attack, or does it require thousands of dollars in specialized equipment? Academic research about theoretical vulnerabilities differs enormously from practical criminal threats. Watch for red flags in viral tech stories. Vague claims about researchers found without naming specific studies. Screenshots of scary-sounding privacy policies without context. Stories that jump from possible under lab conditions to happening in your neighborhood right now. Legitimate security concerns include specific details, named sources, and measured recommendations. Focus your privacy energy where it matters. Ring cameras sharing footage with police departments. That's documented and concerning. Insurance companies exploring smart home data partnerships. That's happening now. Thermostat manufacturers selling your schedule to burglars. That's not. The Electronic Frontier Foundation and Mozilla provide excellent resources for smart home privacy without the hysteria. Consumer Reports tests actual smart home security practices. These sources separate evidence-based concerns from attention-grabbing speculation. Your smart home devices do collect personal data. Some privacy risks are genuine and worth addressing, but criminal thermostat databases aren't among them. Armed with real information instead of viral fear, you can protect your privacy without unplugging your perfectly useful temperature control system. Smart technology deserves smart skepticism, not panic.